Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video on my channel. This video should be a relatively short one because the problem has a shorter solution. I'll do one more video after this and then we will resume our linear algebra lecture series. So let's get started. We have I as integral from 0 to pi over 2 1 over sine squared x ln of a plus b sine squared x over a minus b sine squared x dx. The sine squared here in the denominator should be indicative that we would really profit from doing the differentiation under integral sign method or the Feynman method. They're the same thing. So consider the integral I of b. So we're parameterizing b, but instead of considering a ratio in the arguments, we'll have integral 0 to pi over 2 1 over sine squared x ln of a plus b sine squared x dx. And just considering this will be enough, as we will see by the end of this video. Okay, so I prime of b is integral 0 to pi over 2 1 over sine squared x. We get a sine squared from the chain rule over 1 over a plus b sine squared x dx. The sine squareds cancel and we have integral 0 to pi over 2 1 over a plus b sine squared x dx. At this point, if you have been active as viewers on my YouTube channel, this kind of integral should be quite regulation. So to solve this, divide the numerator and denominator by cosine squared of x. So when we divide by cosine squared in the numerator, we get a secant squared, and we have a times secant squared plus sine squared over cosine squared is b times tan squared x. Now we will split the secant squared as 1 plus tan squared. Everything else is the same, and then introduce a u substitution where we set u equals tan x. The advantage of this is then the differential is du is secant squared x dx, which is exactly the numerator. So with this change of variables, the limits of integration become 0 to infinity. So I prime of b is integral 0 to infinity 1 over u squared times a plus b plus a du. And we can actually pull out the a plus b coefficient from the denominator, the u squared power. So we have 1 over a plus b integral 0 to infinity 1 over u squared plus a over a plus b, because we pulled out that factor du. And now this has a standard form. You can either do a trigonometric substitution if you don't recognize what form this is, but I'm going to skip those many steps because we've done this many times before. So we have 1 over a plus b from before, and then this integral evaluates to square root a plus b over a, which was 1 over this coefficient here, arctan of square root a plus b over a times u, evaluated from 0 to infinity. So at infinity, we have arctan infinity, which is pi over 2, and at 0, we have arctan 0, which is 0. So we just get pi over 2 times 1 over square root a times square root a plus b. Now, what I've done here is I've simplified this. 1 over a plus b times square root a plus b in the numerator will become 1 over square root a plus b, and that's what I have. Square root a is the same, and a pi over 2 from this arctan evaluation. Now if we perform the integration, so we have I prime of b. To get I of b, we'll have to integrate or take the antiderivative, and doing that will give us I of b plus constant of integration. So taking the antiderivative of I prime of b, and we know what I prime of b is, it's pi over 2 1 over square root a integral 1 over square root a plus b db. This is again one of those standard integrals whose or antiderivatives you should know. So pi over 2 1 over square root a, we have 2 times a plus b to the 1/2 power plus c, because it's an indefinite integral. The 2's will cancel, so pi times square root a plus b over a plus c, which is actually, by the fundamental theorem of calculus, I of b plus c. Okay, it doesn't matter what constant we're gonna have, because notice that when we take I of b minus I of minus b, we get integral 0 to pi over to 1 over sine squared x ln a plus b sine squared x minus ln a minus b sine squared x dx. Using the property of the logarithm, a difference of logs is a natural log of the ratio of arguments. So integral 0 to pi over to 1 over sine squared x ln a plus b sine squared x over a minus b sine squared x dx, which precisely is I, the original problem that we had. So I, in terms of the parameterization we had, is I of b minus I of minus b. So I is, as I said, I of b minus I of minus b. We know what I of b and I of minus b are up to a constant of integration c, and when we take the difference, that constant of integration will cancel out because it's the same for both I of b and I of minus b. It's the constant of integration is the same for the same function. So that cancels and we just get pi times square root a plus b over a minus square root a minus b over a. So we can end the video here, but there's one special case we can consider. Setting a equal to b gives us then the form, by rearrangement, square root 2 times integral pi over 0 to pi over 2 1 over sine squared x ln of 1 plus sine squared x over 1 minus sine squared x dx is just pi, because we've the factor of square root 2 that we get, or in this case square root 1 over 2, we've just multiplied on the left hand side. And that's it for this video. This was, I guess, relatively simple considering the level that we have on this YouTube channel, but nevertheless, I guess a good use of the parameterization, a very neat solution nevertheless. So see you in the next video. I hope you have a great time, and recommend me to your friends, and stay tuned. Peace out.